the U.S. is looking to put North Korea on a list of state sponsors of terrorism. This is the entire Senate, both sides of the aisle, is meeting at the White House right now for a briefing on North Korea that should be breaking up momentarily. Are we on the brink of military engagement with North Korea, and could it lead to an all-out nuclear war?
With escalated tensions here on the Korean Peninsula, Republic of Korea armed forces teaming up with the United States military personnel for these massive live fire drills. Now, these drills are taking place less than 100 kilometers from the border with the DPRK. More than 2,000 soldiers from 4 units are taking part in these drills in a show of force to test the latest new strategic assets and capabilities of these allies. And they are part of ongoing joint military drills between the United States and South Korea. And this is one example that Pyongyang points to as a threat, calling them war games or precursors to war. But Seoul and Washington defend these exercises, saying they are purely defensive in nature.
我们认为持续进行核导试验，当然违反安理会的决议，而不断在半岛周围实施军事演习，显然也不符合安理会决议的精神。对于爆发战争有多少可能性，1%的可能性都不行。朝鲜半岛不是中东，这个地方一旦出现了战争，那后果是不堪设想。
Tensions with North Korea intensified overnight. This video came in the morning of the U.S. moving parts of its missile defense system to a site in South Korea.
We have ballistic missile ships in the Sea of Japan, in the East Sea, that are capable of defending against ballistic missile attacks. North Korea does not have a ballistic missile anti-ship weapon that would threaten the Carl Vinson Strike Group. The weapons that North Korea would put against the Carl Vinson Strike Group are easily defended by the capabilities resident in that strike group. If it flies, it will die if it's flying against the Carl Vinson Strike Group. So I'm confident in that strike group's ability to not only defend itself, but to project power if that is the call that we receive from the President and the Secretary of Defense.
China has expressed a serious concern to the Washington and Seoul after the U.S. military started moving parts of its controversial THAAD anti-missile defense system to the deployment site of the Republic of Korea. Geng Shuang said that China has closely followed relevant reports and urged the U.S. and the Republic of Korea to stop the deployment of the THAAD system.
The United States and South Korea's deployment of THAAD in South Korea will undermine the strategic balance of the region and cause further tensions on the peninsula. It's not helpful in terms of denuclearization or regional peace and stability. The move hurts the dialogue process and negotiation efforts and will seriously undermine China's strategic security interests. China strongly urges the United States and South Korea to stop actions that harm China's strategic security interests, to cancel the deployment of THAAD and withdraw the equipment. China will take necessary measures to safeguard its national interests and the regional security balance.
Geng Shuang also said that China will take necessary measures to safeguard its own interests, and he has already reiterated China's stance many times. And in fact, China has already repeatedly expressed its opposition to the deployment of THAAD many times, because the coverage of the THAAD anti-missile defense system goes far beyond the defense need of the Korean Peninsula, especially the monitoring scope of its X-band radar. And Geng Shuang also said that it's necessary for the Chinese side to take measures to safeguard its own interests. And the THAAD system will just goes into deep the hinterland of the Asia, and which will directly not only damage China's own interests, but also will damage the interests of the relevant countries in the region as well.
связанная с продолжающейся реализацией.
I have a serious concern of the degradational situation on the Korean Peninsula, resulting from the continuation of the nuclear program by Pyongyang and the joint military activities between the US and its allies. The deployment of the THAAD system in the ROK is an extremely destabilizing factor, which is conflicting with the consolidated position of the international community concerning the policy of Pyongyang. And we confirm our commitment to the respectful resolution of the UN Security Council. At the same time, obviously, the use of force will lead to a catastrophe for the Korean Peninsula and the Southeast Asia.